Let's open up this collector box of Duskmourn House of Horror. There's some really, really exciting things in here. Borderless cards. You can even get special guest cards, Japanese showcase cards, and textured foil double exposure cards. You'll never know where they might be lurking. Well, I hope they're in here. I hope they're lurking in my box. And thank you so much to Wizards of the Coast for sending me this beautiful box. All right, let's get into this. I like the mint green. It's cute. I love haunted houses. I love horror movies. I'm so hype. Every year when I can afford to, I loved going to Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights, to the haunted houses. Oh my gosh. It's been a while since I've been. The last one I went to was the Stranger Things haunted house, and that one was like okay. One of my favorite Halloween movies to watch. It's like just kind of just like a holiday classic is Trick or Treat. All right, let's zoom in on this here. We have a Jump Scare, Impossible Inferno. Deals 6 damage to target creature. So this one has a Delirium. If there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, exile the top card of your library and you can play it until the end of your next turn. Nice. Don't make a sound. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 2. If they do, surveil 2. Hand that feeds, Delirium. Whenever hand that feeds attacks while there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, it gets +2 and gains Menace. Cult Healer. Whenever an enchantment you control enters, and whenever you fully unlock a room, it gains lifelink until the end of turn. So this set has rooms, which is really cool. Saw. Equipped a creature gets +2, +0. Whenever equipped a creature attacks, you may sacrifice a permanent other than that creature, or Saw. If you do, draw a card. Equip cost is 2. Ooh, Wildfire Wicker Folk. It's 2 mana for a 3/2 with haste, and it gets +1/+1 and has trample as long as there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard. Wow. That's a decent card. I would like, I think this would be really strong and limited. Diversion Specialist, 4 mana Menace, 4/3. Sack another creature or enchantment, exile the top card of your library, and you can play it this turn. Nice. Coordinated Clobbering. So tap 1 or 2 target untapped creatures you control. They each... Oh, that's interesting. So you tap 2, you can tap up to 2 target untapped creatures you control, and then they deal damage equal to its power to target creature an opponent controls. I like that. For 1 mana, that's great. Whoa. This swamp is gorgeous. Whoa. This card is also beautiful. All right, so this is Overlord of the Hauntwoods. It has impending 4, so you can pay 3 instead, and then it enters with 4 time counters on it. It's not a creature until that last counter is removed. So at the beginning of your end step, you remove a time counter from it. So this will become a creature later, but what's really cool about it is you do get the ETB right away, which is really cool. So whenever Overlord of the Hauntwoods enters or attacks, create a tapped colorless land token named Everywhere. That is every basic land type. That's cool. Token. Soaring Lightbringer is a bird glimmer enchantment creature. Other enchantments you control have flying. And whenever you attack a player, create a 1/1 white glimmer enchantment creature token that's tapped and attacking that player. Ooh, this is one of the paranormal frames. Omnivorous Flytrap. Whenever Flytrap enters or attacks, if there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, distribute 2 +1/+1 counters among 1 or 2 target creatures. Then, if there are 6 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, double the amount of 1/1 counters on those creatures. Nice. Whoa. Whoa. Hauntwood's Shrieker, a 3-mana 3/3. Whenever it attacks, manifests dread. Oh, I think this is the Mirror Monster card. This is the first time I'm seeing this. Whenever you manifest dread, you look at the top 2 cards of your library. Put one onto the battlefield face down as a 2/2 creature, and the other one goes into your graveyard. You can turn these face up anytime for its mana cost, as long as it's a creature. What's really cool about this card is for 2 mana, you can reveal the target face down permanent, and if it's a creature card, you can turn it face up. So you can just flip your like really high cost mana card for 2 instead, which is really cool. I like this card a lot. Twitching Doll. Add 1 mana of any color. Put a nest counter on Twitching Doll. Sacrifice Twitching Doll. Create a 2/2 spider with reach for each counter on Twitching Doll. Activate this only as a sorcery. And ooh, that is a creepy treasure token. And we have a toy on the other side. All right. Second booster pack. This is the first time I'm seeing these, so I really do like to go through each card. And this might be some of y'all's first time seeing these as well. Ooh, unable to scream. Enchant creature for 1. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a toy artifact creature with a base power and toughness of 0/2. As long as enchanted creature is face down, it can't be turned face up. Interesting. Ragged Playmate. Target creature with power 2 or less can't be blocked this turn. Enter the Enigma. Enter the Enigma. Target creature can't be blocked this turn. Draw a card. Ooh, this is the first time that we're seeing a room, a derelict attic, and Widow's Walk. So whenever you unlock this door, you draw 2 cards and lose 2 life. So that's paying this mana cost here. As a sorcery, pay the mana cost of a locked door to unlock it. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, it gets +1 and gains Death Touch until the end of turn. Another room. Whenever you unlock this door, search your library for a basic land, put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Moldering Gym, and then we have Weight Room. Whenever you unlock this door, manifest dread to put 3 1/1 counters on that creature. Nice. A Gremlin. Irreverent Gremlin Menace 2/2 for 2. Whenever another creature you control with power 2 or less enters, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Do this only once per turn. Haunted Screen. 3 mana. Add white or black. Pay a life to add Teamer colors. 7 to put 7 1/1 counters on Haunted Screen. It becomes a 0/0 spirit in addition to its other types. Activate this only once. Dashing Bloodsucker. I know that reference. Okay. Whenever an enchantment you control enters, and whenever you fully unlock a room, Dashing Bloodsucker gets +2 and gains lifelink until the end of turn. There are worse things here than vampires. Threats around every corner. Whenever it enters, manifest dread. Whenever a face-down permanent you control enters, search your library for a basic land, put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. All right, beautiful full art mountain. Enduring Curiosity. 4 mana for a flash. Oh, wow. This foil is so pretty. 4 mana for a flash enchantment creature 4/3. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Love that. Whenever this dies, if it was a creature, return it to the battlefield as an enchantment. Okay, that's really cool. I like this. Gleeful Arsonist. Whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, Gleeful Arsonist deals damage equal to its power to that player, and it has Undying. Let the world burn. Oh, I am so excited for this land right here. And we have it in a paranormal frame, which is even cooler. This land is an enchantment land. It has hexproof. It enters tapped. You choose a color and you add 1 mana of the chosen color. It's really great. Love that. Ooh, Undead Sprinter. A 2/2 with trample and haste. You may cast Undead Sprinter from your graveyard if a non-zombie creature died this turn. If you do, Undead Sprinter enters with a 1/1 counter on it. Ooh, what is this? All right, so we have walk-in. Whoa, this card is so good. I love it already because I love playing. One of my favorite mechanics in Magic is landfall. And when I can play lands from my graveyard, I am all about it. You may play lands from your graveyard, the walk-in closet. But if you go deeper into the closet, you'll find the Forgotten Cellar. Whenever you unlock this door, you may cast spells from your graveyard this turn. The card would be put into your graveyard from anywhere this turn. Exile it instead. Oh my god, I love this. Let's go. Look at this spider. So cool. Root Trap Gorge. Enters the battlefield tapped unless a pair has 13 or less life. Add red or black. Vanish from sight. Target non-land permanent's owner puts it on top or bottom of their library and surveil 1. Etched Cornfield. Enters the battlefield tapped unless a player has 13 or less life. Add your Selesnya colors. Same, but we're adding Izzet. Ooh, I like this for limited. It's a 1 mana 1/1 with haste. And whenever it dies, exile the top card of your library and you can play it until the end of your next turn. Definitely will be drafting that. Growing Dread. This is a flash 2 mana enchantment. Whenever it enters, manifests Dread. Whenever you turn a permanent face up, put a 1/1 counter on it. Like that. Paranormal Analysis. Whenever you manifest Dread, put a card you put into your graveyard this way into your hand. Oh, I like that a lot. So instead of having to pitch it into your graveyard, you can bring it to your hand. Oblivious Bookworm. Oh my god. Okay, so something really cool that I love and appreciate about this card right here is this is one of the Lurking Evil cards. So there's another version of this card that doesn't have the spooky long arm thing in it. It's blank back here. But this one is the Lurking Evil edition, which is really cool. There's only 15 cards that have a regular version and a Lurking Evil version. So that's pretty cool. Look out for those. At the beginning of your end step, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card unless a permanent entered the battlefield face down under your control this turn, and you turn to permanent face up this turn. Under the Skin. 3 mana, sorcery, Manifest Dread. You may return a permanent card from graveyard to your hand. And we got the island. These lands are sick. Ooh, I am so excited for this worm. It's 5 mana, 5/5. The spell can't be countered, has trample and haste, but you can cast it. It's delirium cost, which is 4, to return it from the graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. Activate only if there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard. And you activate this as a sorcery, but still, I think this is a really, really good threat, especially in limited. I will definitely be looking out for this in my drafts. 5/5 trample haste. Yes, please. Suspended Sentence. 4 mana instant. Destroy target creature an opponent controls. That player loses 3 life. Exile Suspended Sentence with 3 time counters on it. Suspend. Of course it has suspend. I like that. Ooh. So this is one of the really cool double exposure cards. Kona Rescue Beastie. Survival. At the beginning of your second main phase, if Kona is tapped, you may put a permanent card from your hand onto the battlefield. Okay, that's really good. Oh, I love this. And the artwork is so pretty. I really love the colors that they use. I love colors that pop like this. I really love this card. I will definitely be using this. Ooh, okay, this land. Wow. Flood Farm Verge. So you can tap it to add white. You can tap it to add blue, but you can only activate that if you control a plains or an island. This is awesome. Oh, ooh. Valgavoth Terror Eater. Double exposure foil. It's a 9/9 flying lifelink ward. Sacrifice 3 non-land permanents. That's tough. If a card you didn't control would be put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. During your turn, you may play cards exiled with Valgavoth. If you cast a spell this way, pay life equal to its mana cost rather than pay its mana cost. Wow. That is so cool. Beautiful. Ooh, this copy token is creepy. Oh, I got the Everywhere land. Nice. Let's go with my land. Daggermaw Megalod. Why is that so hard to say? Daggermaw Megalodon. Megalodon? It's a shark. Clearly. That is a creepy shark. It's a 5/7 with vigilance, and it has island cycling. So you can discard this, pay 2, and search for an island. Spectral Snatcher. This is a 6 mana 6/5 ward. Discard a card, and it has swamp cycling. Bedhead Beastie. Wait. There's literally just a bed on top of his head. All right, so 6 mana 5/6 menace with mountain cycling. Grasping Longneck. 3 mana 4/2 with reach. Whenever it dies, you gain 2 life. Fear of Immobility. Oh my god, that is creepy. It is an enchantment creature, 5 mana 4/4. Whenever it enters, tap up to 1 target creature. If an opponent controls that creature, put a stun counter on it. Norin, a Swift Surveillance. Norin, Swift Survivalist. 1 mana 2/1. Can't block, but whenever a creature you control becomes blocked, you may exile it. You can play that card from exile this turn. Commune with Evil. 3 mana. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. Put 1 of them into your hand, the rest into your graveyard. You gain 3 life. Gremlin Tamer. It's a 2 mana 2/2 with Eerie. Whenever an enchantment you control enters, and whenever you fully unlock a room, you make a 1/1 red Gremlin token. Okay, so this is the bookworm that we just pulled, but it doesn't have the Lurking Evil. I should show y'all a side-by-side comparison real quick. Yeah. So the art just changed slightly. All right, back to the pack. I am obsessed with this card. Unstoppable Slasher, 3 mana. It's a 2/3 death touch. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, they lose half of their life rounded up. When an Unstoppable Slasher dies, if it had no counters on it, return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control with 2 stun counters on it. So you're a pain in the butt, and then you come back and you're still a pain in the butt. Rendmaw, Creaking Nest. Wow. 5 mana, 5/5, menace and reach. Whenever it enters, and whenever you play a card with 2 or more card types, each player creates a tapped 2/2 black bird with flying. I like that. Overlord of the Flood Pits. It is a 5 mana 5/3 with impending 4. Flying. Whenever Overlord of the Flood Pits enters or attacks, draw 2 cards, then discard a card. I love drawing cards. Awesome. Enduring Vitality. 3 mana, 3/3 with Vigilance. Creatures you control have add 1 mana of any color. Whenever Vitality dies, if it was a creature, return to the battlefield as an enchantment. Super cool. We have another room, the Dazzling Theater. Creature spells. Oh, creature spells have Convoke. I love that. And then prop room, 3 mana. Untap each creature you control during each other player's untap step. Okay, going into my commander deck right away. This is commander staple for me. Spider and Insect. Those are some spicy cards, and I still have all these packs to open. And I'm already happy. Emerge from the Cocoon. 5 mana, return target creature card from graveyard to the battlefield. You gain 3 life. All right. So this is the one where it enters tapped unless a player has 13 or less life, and you add Golgari. How do you say that? Innocuous? I'm really bad at English. Innocuous Rat. Whenever it dies, manifests Dread. 2 mana, 1/1. All right, we have the Azorius land. Grand Entryway Room. Whenever you unlock this door, make a 1/1 Glimmer enchantment creature token. Whenever you unlock this door, put a 1/1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. Midnight Mayhem. 4 mana, sorcery, create 3 1/1 red gremlin creature tokens. Gremlins you control gain menace, lifelink, and haste until the end of turn. Let's play a game. 4 mana, Delirium. Choose one if there are 4 more card types among cards in your graveyard. Choose 1 or more instead. Creatures your opponent control gets -1/-1. Each opponent discards 2 cards. Each opponent loses 3 life, and you gain 3 life. Scrabbling Skull Crab. Crab skeleton with Eerie. Whenever an enchantment you control enters, or if you fully unlock a room, target player mills 2 cards. It's a 0/3 1-drop. Here's a 2 mana 2/2 with Vigilance. Sacrifice a room, and it deals 2 damage to each opponent. Draw a card. These lands are awesome. Head Shredder. Wow, what a beautiful card. 4 mana, Artifact Vehicle. That's a 5/5. Whenever it attacks, you may mill 2 cards. Whenever 1 or more lands are put into your graveyard from the library, you put them onto the battlefield tapped. Whoa. Crew 1. That's really good. Wow. I'll be using that card for sure. Phenomenon Investigators. Investigators enters. Choose Believe or Doubt. If you believe, whenever a non-token creature you control dies, you make a 2/2 black horror enchantment creature token. If you choose Doubt, at the beginning of your end step, you may return a non-land permanent you own to your hand. If you do, draw a card. I like that. Ooh, we have a double exposure card. This is Winter. 4 mana, Jund color for a 3/4 with Ward 2. At the beginning of your upkeep, each player draws 2 cards. As long as there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, each opponent's max hand size is equal to 7 minus the number of those card types. That's mean. Winter. Ooh, Razorkin Needlehead. It's a 2 mana 2/2 and it has first strike during your turn. Whenever an opponent draws a card, it deals 1 damage to them. Definitely will be drafting this card. I think that's going to be really good for limited. And I got another Fly Trap. Oh, my token is a Glimmer and a Shard. Next pack, we have Murder. Destroy target creature. Unable to Scream. If we've gone over these before, I'm not going to reread them. Moldering Gym and Weight Room. Ragged Playmate. Friendly Ghost. Whenever it enters, target creature gets +2/+4 until the end of turn. Exercise. 2 mana sorcery, exile target artifact, enchantment, or creature with power 4 or greater. Vile Mutilator. It's a 7 mana. 7 mana demon. That's a 6/5. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a creature or enchantment. It is a flying trample. Whenever it enters, each opponent sacrifices a non-token enchantment and then sacrifices a non-token creature. That is rude. That is rude. We have Insidious Fungus. Ooh, I like this. So it's a 1 mana 1/2 with all of these abilities here. So you can pay 2 to sacrifice it. You can destroy a target artifact, destroy target enchantment, or you can draw a card and then put a land from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. Aw, love that. Love that. Live or Die. 5 mana instant. Choose one. You can return target creature card from graveyard to the battlefield or destroy a target creature. Leyline of Resonance. Red. It's a red Leyline. It's a 4 mana red enchantment. Whenever Leyline is in your opening hand, you may begin the game with it onto the battlefield. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets only a single creature you control, copy that spell and choose new targets for the copy. Love that. Dang. These cards are tricky because like you pretty much have to mulligan until you have it in your opening hands. But I could see this being really good for like Zada even. Oh, this would be good for a Zada deck. That would be actually really crazy in Zada because you're only targeting one creature anyways. Demonic Covenant. It's a 6 mana demon, but it's a kindred enchantment. Whenever one or more demons you control attack a player, you draw a card and lose a life. At the beginning of your end step, create a 5/5 black demon creature token with flying. Mill 2 cards. If two cards that share all their card types with the mill this way, sacrifice Demonic Covenant. Interesting. Unidentified Hover Ship. It's a 3 mana 2/2 flyer artifact vehicle. Whenever it enters, exile up to 1 target creature with toughness 5 or less. When this leaves the battlefield, the exiled card owner manifests dread. The crew is 1. Ooh, okay, this artwork is stunning. Who did this? Kacharubian. Wow, I love this artwork so much. Dollmaker's Shop for 2 mana. Whenever one or more non-toy creatures you control attacks a player, you make a 1/1 white toy artifact creature token. And for 6 mana, creatures you control have base power and toughness equal to the number of creatures you control. Whoa. Shut up. Don't cry. Don't cry. I was desperately wanting one of these Japanese showcase cards. Holy moly. It's absolutely stunning. One of the most beautiful cards I've ever seen. This is Overlord of Mistmoors. It is a 7 mana enchantment creature. It is an avatar horror. It has impending 4 for 4. Whenever Overlord of the Mistmoors enters or attacks, you create 2/2/1 white insect creature tokens with flying, and it is a 6/6. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. Oh, the gremlin. Oh my goodness. All right, next pack. I don't know. That was wild. A Bashful Beastie. Whenever it dies, manifest dread. Dagger Maw. Spectral Snatcher. Grasping Long Neck. It's a 3 mana 4/2 with reach. Enchantment creature. Whenever it dies, you gain 2 life. Murder. Painter's Studio. Whenever you unlock this door, exile the top 2 cards of your library. You may play them until the end of your next turn. And for 2, for the Defaced Gallery, whenever you attack attacking creatures you control, get +1/+0 until the end of turn. Sick. Lionheart Glimmer. It's a 5 mana with Ward 2. Whenever you attack, creatures you control get +1/+1 until the end of turn. Nice. Get Out. It's a 2 mana instant. Counter target creature or enchantment spell. Return 1 or 2 target creatures and or enchantments you own to your hand. Keys to the House. It's a 1 mana artifact. You can pay 1, sacrifice Keys to the House to search for a basic land, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. You can pay 3, tap, sacrifice Keys to the House to lock or unlock a door of target room you control. Activate only as a sorcery. Toby, Beastie Befriender. It's a 3 mana 1/1. Whenever Toby enters, create a 4/4 white beast creature token. This creature can't attack or block alone. As long as you control 4 or more creature tokens you control have flying. That's gonna go in my mono white commander deck. I have a token mono white deck. That's perfect. Star Athlete, a 3 mana 3/2 menace. Whenever Star Athlete attacks, choose up to 1 target non-land permanent. Its controller may sacrifice it. If they don't, Star Athlete deals 5 damage to them, and it has Blitz of 4. Ooh, Valgavoth's Onslaught. I like this art. So it's XX in green. Manifest Dread X times, then put X 1/1 counters on each of those creatures. That's good. Enduring Curiosity. Oh, I did read this one earlier, but this is the Overlord of the Hauntwoods. This is the one that whenever it enters or attacks, you create a tapped colorless land token named Everywhere that is every basic land type, which is really cool. We have a Spirit and a Glimmer. Turn Inside Out. Ooh. It's a 1 mana instant. Target creature gets +3 until the end of turn. When it dies this turn, manifests Dread. Oh, it says scared. Are you need a hug? No thanks. Clockwork Percussionist. Final Vengeance. I think we read this card, but yeah, additional cost to cast a sack creature or enchantment, and you get to exile a target creature for 1. It's great. Say Its Name. Mill 3 cards. Then you may return a creature card or land from graveyard to your hand. Exile this card and 2 other cards named Say Its Name from your graveyard and search your library, hand, or library for a card named Eltanak, the thrice called, and put it onto the battlefield. Well, what the heck? What the heck is that? Eltanak. Well, I guess we'll find out. Surgical Suite and Hospital Room. Whenever you unlock this door, return target creature card with mana 3 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield. Hospital Room. Whenever you attack, put a 1/1 counter on target attacking creature. Drag to the Roots. It's a 4 mana instant. The spell costs 2 less to cast as long as there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard. Destroy target non-land permanent. Overgrown Zealot. So this is a add 1 mana of any color. Tap to add 2 mana and spend this only to turn permanents face up. Nowhere to Run. It's a 2 mana flash enchantment. Whenever it enters, target creature an opponent controls gets -3/-3. Creatures your opponents control can be the targets of spells and abilities as though they did not have hexproof. Word abilities of those creatures don't trigger. Nice. Word can be very, very, very bothersome. Curse Recording is a 4 mana artifact. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, put a time counter on Curse Recording. If there are 7 or more time counters on it, remove those and it deals 20 damage to you. So you can just tap this artifact, and whenever you cast your next instant or sorcery spell, copy that spell, and you can choose new targets for the copy. Curator Beastie is a 6 mana 6/6 with reach. Colorless creatures you control enter with 2 additional 1/1 counters on them. And whenever Beastie enters or attacks, you manifest Dread. Oh my god, I wanted to build this commander. Let's go. Marvin, Murderous Mimic. It's a 2-mana 2/2 legendary artifact creature toy. Marvin has all activated abilities of creatures you control that don't have the same name as this creature. This is going to be fun. Murderous Mimic. I love it. All right, we have Dazzling Theater and Prop Room. I wanted this card too. All right. This is an awesome double exposure card, Marina Vendril. So this is a 5-color legendary human warlock. It's a 3/5. And whenever she enters, reveal the top 7 of your library. Put all enchantments from among them into your hand and the rest onto the bottom of your library in a random order. What's really cool about this card is you can just tap it to lock or unlock a door of a target room you control. Activate only as a sorcery. You have a manifest token and this super awesome moth insect token. Hardened Escort is a 3-mana 2/4. Whenever Hardened Escort attacks, another target creature control gets +1 and gains indestructible. Living Phone. It's a 3-mana 2/1 that's an artifact creature toy. Whenever it dies, look at the top 5 of your library. You may reveal a creature card with power 2 or less from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest onto the bottom of your library in random order. Bear Trap is a 1-mana flash. You can pay 3 to sacrifice it and deal 3 damage to target creature. Most Valuable Slayer is a 4-mana 2/4. Whenever you attack, target attacking creature gets +1/+0, gains first strike until the end of turn. Spineseeker Centipede. It's a 3-mana 2/1. Whenever it enters, search your library for a basic land, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Delirium. It gets +1/+2 and has vigilance as long as there are 4 or more card types among your graveyard. Infernal Phantom. Whenever an enchantment you control enters and whenever you fully unlock a room, it gets +2 until the end of turn. Whenever it dies, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. Popular Egotist. It's a 3-mana 3/2. Sacrifice another creature or enchantment for 2, and it gains indestructible until the end of turn. Tap it. When you sacrifice a permanent, target opponent loses a life and you gain a life. Disturbing Mirth. Ugh. It is a 2-mana enchantment. Whenever it enters, you may sacrifice another enchantment or creature. If you do, draw 2 cards. When you sacrifice Disturbing Mirth, manifest Dread. Unnerving Grasp. It's a 3-mana sorcery. Return up to 1 target non-land permanent to its owner's hand and manifest Dread. All right. We have the Flood Farm Verge. Rendmaw. The Creaking Nest. I wanted this card because this is one of my favorite Magic artists, Alexis Zarit, and I absolutely am obsessed with this art. I'm obsessed with his art. And yeah, it's Come Back Wrong. It's destroy target creature. If a creature card is put into graveyard this way, return it to the battlefield under your control and sacrifice it at the beginning of your next end step. Ooh, the Roller Crusher Ride. This is X, 2 colorless, and a red for a legendary enchantment with Delirium. If a source you would control would deal non-combat damage to a permanent or player while there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, it deals double that damage instead. Whenever the Roller Crusher Ride enters, it deals X damage to each of up to X creatures. Double Exposure Zamone, all questioning. Simic, 3-mana 1/1 at the beginning of your end step. If a land enters the battlefield under your control this turn, and you control a prime number of lands, you create Primo 0/0 Fractal Creature token and put that many 1/1 counters on it. Those creatures are going to get big fast. We have a toy and a spider. I am loving these cards. All right. Lakeside Shack, Frantic Strength. It's a 3-mana enchantment, flash, enchant creature. Gets +2/+2 and has Trample. Fear of the Dark. Whenever Fear of the Dark attacks, if defending player controls no Glimmer creatures, it gains Menace and Death Touch. Nice. It's a 5-mana 5/5. A Murky Sewer. Withering Torment is a 3-mana instant. Destroy target creature or enchantment, you lose 2 life. Ooh, Killer's Mask. 3 mana artifact equipment. Whenever it enters, manifest dread, then attach to that creature. Equipped creature has menace. The equip cost is 2. Fear of Exposure as an additional cost to cast this. Tap 2 untapped creatures or lands you control. This is a 3 mana 5/4 with trample, by the way. What the heck? Optimus Scavenger. Whenever an enchantment you control enters or whenever you fully unlock a room, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. Oh! Meat Hook Massacre 2? XX and 4 black. Legendary enchantment. When Meat Hook Massacre 2 enters, each player sacrifices X creatures. Whenever a creature you control dies, you may pay 3 life. If you do, return that card under your control with a finality counter on it. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, they may pay 3 life. If they don't, return that card under your control with a finality counter on it. Okay. That's cool. Disorienting Choice. 3 mana sorcery. For each opponent, choose up to 1 target artifact enchantment that player controls. For each permanent chosen this way, its controller may exile it. Then if 1 or more of the chosen permanents are still on the battlefield, you may search your library for that many land cards and put them on the battlefield tapped. Leyline of the Void. Ooh, if a card would be put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, you exile it instead. All right, we have the Demir Verge. And oh, this is one of the special guest cards. Sacrifice. As an additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice a creature. This is 1 mana, by the way. Add any amount of swamps equal to the sacrifice creature's mana value. Glimmer and a Gremlin. I like that. I like that. Enter the Enigma. Rampaging Soul Rager. Derelict's Attic and Widow's Walk. Bedhead Beastie. Fear of Immobility. Glimmer Seeker. At the beginning of your second main phase, if this is tapped, draw a card. If you don't control a Glimmer creature, make a 1/1 creature token. Attack in the Box. It's a 3 mana artifact toy. Whenever Attack in the Box attacks, you may have it get +4/+0 until the end of turn. If you do, sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. Pop goes the evil. BC Beatdown. Ooh, okay. I don't think we've seen this one. Bottomless Pool. Whenever you unlock this door, return up to 1 target creature to its owner's hand. In the locker room side, whenever 1 or more creatures you control deal combat damage to player, draw a card. Enduring Innocence. Lifelink. Whenever 1 or more creatures you control at power 2 or less enter, draw a card. Winter. Split Up. 3 mana sorcery. Choose 1. Destroy all tapped creatures or destroy all untapped creatures. And we got a Zimone. And we got Demonic Council in this really cool foil paranormal frame. Beast and Manifest. Last pack. Erratic Apparition. Flying Vigilance. Whenever an enchantment you control enters, and whenever you fully unlock a room, it gets +1/+1 until the end of turn. Fear of Surveillance. Monstrous Emergence. This is a 2 mana sorcery. As an additional cost to cast a spell, choose a creature you control or reveal a creature card from your hand. It deals damage equal to the power of that creature you chose or the card you revealed to target creature. Fanatic of the Harrowing. It's a 4 mana 2/2. And whenever it enters, each player discards a card. If you discard a card this way, draw a card. Possessed Goat. 1 mana 1/1. You can pay 3, discard a card, and put 3 1/1 counters on Possessed Goat. It becomes a black demon. In addition to its other colors and types, activate only once. Unwanted Remake. 1 mana instant, destroy target creature. Its controller manifests dread. So many of those have happened. Break Down the Door. Oh, okay. Love that reference. All right, we got a 3 mana instant. Choose one, destroy target artifact, destroy target enchantment, or manifest dread. Orphans of the Weed. 2 mana, 2/1. Whenever it attacks, tap any number of untapped creatures you control. Orphans of the Weed gets +1/+1 until the end of turn for each creature tapped this way. Stay hidden and stay silent. Enchant creature. When stay hidden, stay silent enters tapped enchanted creature. Doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. You can pay 6 and shuffle enchanted creature into its owner's library, then manifest dread. Unidentified hover ship in the other art. Metamorphosis Fanatic. Lifelink. Whenever it enters, return up to 1 target creature card from graveyard to the battlefield with a lifelink counter on it. This is a 6 mana 4/4. It does have Miracle. Tyvar in the double exposure. 3 mana legendary elf warrior 3/3. Tap another untapped creature you control. Tyvar gains indestructible until the end of turn. Tap it. You can also pay 5. Creatures you control get +X/+X, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. Leyline of Transformation. Whenever it enters, choose a creature type. Creatures you control are the chosen type in addition to their other types. The same is true for creature spells you control and creature cards you own that aren't on the battlefields. I wanted this art so bad. I am obsessed with this artwork, and I really, really love this worm. As you know, I think it's going to be really, really good for limited. It's the 5 mana 5/5, but it does have Delirium, and you can return it to the battlefield with a finality counter. Trample and haste, and it can't be countered. And I absolutely am obsessed with this foil version of it. All right. And then last but not least, we got Primo. Well, that was it. I'm super happy with my pulls. I have so many cards I want to add to my commander decks. They did such a good job with this set. These foils are absolutely stunning. And yeah, I'm just like so thrilled to have the opportunity to open this. And thank you so much to Wizards for sending me this box. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. And thank you for watching.